What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Wild Rift video, and today we're gonna be taking a look at the new patch notes. Wild Rift patch 2.0 has already arrived earlier this morning. If you already logged in today, you probably noticed that you had to download the update, and this is exactly what we'll be talking about. Now, granted, some of these changes that we will read in these patch notes have not been added yet. For example, the 5 new champs that are coming out, these Yordle champs, along with the Yordle event, have not been added yet. You cannot buy these new champs yet in the store either, but this will come over the next couple days. The new ranked season is of course coming in 3 days. Maybe we'll get them with that, we'll see. But some of the balance changes that are actually not listed here, I got them from a friend and I tested them out in game. We'll be going over them very soon as well. But let's take a look at these 5 new champs first, okay? Because this is what we're probably all most excited about. I know I'm very excited about Corki, and this is the first one they actually list here. I'm going to be going over all of these 5 new champions. I'm going to tell you where they will most likely be played, how they will be played, and what their general gameplay will be like, because I played all of these on the PC version quite a bit. I can also tell you what the builds will be a little bit and stuff like that, okay? I will also tell you the most iconic abilities, so we can, instead of going over all the abilities, so we can breeze through this a little bit faster, so you can have that quick rundown on these new champs, so you can maybe decide which one you want to buy. Okay, starting off right off the get-go with Corki, again, probably the one I will go for, because he's a mid laner, he's a marksman. He used to be played only as a marksman on PC, but they shifted him into a mid laner. He does a lot of magic damage. His damage is around 50% magic damage, 50% physical damage. Has this hybrid kit going on, and yeah, he's just a little dude sitting in his I don't know, plane, just shooting the enemies with rockets. Super cool champ. And his most iconic ability, I would say, I have to say 2 here, okay? Because with his rework a couple years back already, they actually improved his jump to have like a little package that he can pick up every couple minutes in the base. And when he has that package for the next couple seconds, for next quite a bit of time, his next jump, which is his W ability, will just have much more range and will slow everybody he flies over, knock them away as well, and it will leave a blazing flame trail of slowing and everything. Guys, it is absolutely amazing. You have to see it in game. It's gonna be so much fun. You can really hard win team fights with it if you use it well. You can gank super well with it, but again, it has a super long cooldown. Of course, the normal W has not a super long cooldown, just a normal dashing ability. And his ultimate is also super iconic. This is what the gameplay is gonna be all about. If you don't like his ultimate, you probably won't like him. It's a very, it's a rocket he shoots, but it has a very short cooldown, okay? And he can just hammer them out because he has 7 charges of it, okay? So how you will play him, you will build Trinity Force, you will just keep shooting these rockets, weaving in auto attacks between them. And the cool thing about the rocket is every 4th, I believe, becomes a big one, okay? So it's a small rocket that only deals like 200 damage, but when it becomes a big one, it gets a much larger AoE, deals much more damage. And man, I am really looking forward to it because he builds Leandries, and man, super fun champion, honestly. And again, I think he will be able to be shifted mid or into the marksman position with that dual lane. So yeah, definitely someone to look out for. I hope they will get the balance right. I hope I will be able to play him quite a bit. Hope he's not going to be too weak. Moving on to Kennen. He's a little electric ninja, and he's all about stuns. He's all about disrupting the enemy and bursting a lot if you decide to build him AP, okay? He's a classic team fighting AP carry. His most iconic ability is his ultimate, which creates a maelstrom around him, a huge AoE around him that just keeps electrifying enemies inside it. And along with his passive, which basically the more you hit, after a couple hits to an enemy, you stun them with the next hit, okay? So you will just be able to stun everybody in team fights and just deal so much burst damage. That is if you decide to play him AP, which will most likely be played in the top lane. If you want to play marksman, because he has that little, every couple auto attacks also applies a mark, you can play him as a marksman, in that marksman position, or again, most likely in the top position, top lane, in the Baron lane. where he will build Blade of the Ruin King and just keep bullying these melee top laners. Think of it like a Vayne in the top lane right now, or in the Baron lane, I should say. Yeah, he's gonna be super fun. I think a lot of people are looking forward to him. He's gonna be really strong in team fights as well. I hope he will be playable in the mid lane. He used to be during some metas, but lately really only has been played in top lane in the recent years of League of Legends PC. But yeah, if you go mid with AP, I think he will be pretty viable as well. So this is definitely high on my list as well for the next champion that I will buy. Moving on to Tristana. This is one of the original marksmen from PC League of Legends. Her most iconic ability is probably her jump, which has a huge range, and she just jumps, and if you jump on top of someone, you deal quite a bit of damage to them with that jump, and you also slow them down, and on kills it resets the cooldown, which is really cool. Along with her E, which is basically you put a grenade onto the enemy, and after 4 auto attacks it explodes. That also resets the W cooldown. So you can do a lot of cool tricks with her, and she can actually be played mid, believe it or not, but it's not the best meta, like it's not completely meta, it's used as a counter pick in esports very rarely, in some metas. Usually played as a marksman, and yeah, if you're a marksman main, this is the one you want to look out for, this is the one you want to try in a practice mode game, and I think she's going to be really fun because her passive is very unique. It gives her more range the longer the game goes, or the higher level she gets. At a max level, she has huge range, man. Coupled up with that rapid fire cannon, you can poke with your auto attacks. That's how large her range gets. And it's gonna be really fun to play. Moving on to Lulu. Now she is usually played as a support, but she can also go mid, I believe. Well, Season 3 I played her a lot in the mid lane on PC, but that is a long time ago. She's mostly played as a support at the moment on PC League of Legends. And basically what she does is she just disrupts the enemies, she buffs up your teammates, she gives them a little shield, and her most iconic ability is her ultimate, which makes herself or one of her allies, mostly her marksman, because that's the one you will protect. She makes them become super big, gives them a huge health boost, which also heals, and it also knocks up everybody around them. So let's say sometimes you're not gonna, you can even engage with it. Let's say your Malphite just jumps deep into the enemy team, knocks everyone up, and they land and another knockup comes, okay? It's really potent, and it's gonna be really strong. Also, she can turn you into a little chicken or whatever, okay? So she has a little bit of a hex ability, so that's gonna be really fun as well. Also really annoying to play against. Yeah, moving on to Teemo, which is gonna be already the 5th of these new champions. He is gonna be super annoying because his ultimate basically places down these invisible shrooms on the battlefield, and if an enemy runs over them, they explode. They slow them down really heavily. They do quite a bit of damage, magic damage, and yeah, they just burn you. They just give you a poison, and you just takes a lot of damage over time for the next couple seconds, okay? And yeah, luckily he can't stack those, so if he stacks multiple on top of each other, they're not gonna give you a huge, they're not gonna one-shot you. It's all in that damage over time, which doesn't stack from 2 shrooms. But man, I think he will be actually viable in the mid lane, and I think he's gonna be really annoying. But yeah, we'll see. Usually played as a top laner, although never really that meta in PC League of Legends either. We'll see how this goes. Maybe they will want to make him meta on the mobile version. Maybe they'll make him completely cracked out, man. But yeah, we'll see. Now moving on, in this patch, there's actually not too many balance changes, guys. On this website, they actually didn't list them. I found them somewhere. I mean, my friend sent them to me. I tried them in game. I can confirm that at least one of these is in game. I'm not sure about the other ones. But yeah, it's only a couple changes. I have them open on my laptop now. I will read them to you and I will try to predict the meta as always. But I have to say they don't really change a lot. I believe the official statement is that Riot said that the balance team is still on vacation and we will get balance changes with the new season, so in a couple days. I hope that is true because we really need an Evelynn nerf. She is completely busted right now. But I will go over these small little changes that I have on my screen here. First of all, Zed is getting nerfed. A lot of people are happy about that. Not his damage though, his missile width on his shuriken is getting smaller. So it's going to be harder to hit the shuriken. I tested this out in a custom game. I didn't really notice it, but I didn't play enough Zed to notice it, honestly. But it went from 175 width to 125, which is almost taking a third away from it, which should be, especially for those triple shuriken, should be much easier to avoid them. So you should be much easier. You should be much more able to avoid that one-shot potential of Zed that he has right at level 5. So that's going to be good. Master Yi is also getting a nerf, a little bit confusing. Bonus true damage, now only 33% effective versus structures on his Wuju style, on his E. So he won't be able to just burn down towers as fast with his true damage, which honestly isn't going to change too much. I don't think Master Yi is that insane. I don't think he's super bad either. I think he's in a decent spot. He can be played in lower elos. In higher elos, something like Master Yi cannot really be played anyway, because he just gets kited, he just gets one shot. It's very difficult to pull off. But yeah, so these two nerfs, really not too impressive. Zed is still going to be decent, I would say. Still going to be in a very strong position. Actually, there's a buff to Wukong, which isn't really too big of a buff. They just wanted to make him more consistent with the PC version. As you guys know, his double, his Kagebunshin, like I like to call it, his second ability, actually casts his ultimate as well. Well, starting from now, it will also cast his Q ability. Okay, so if you use the Q, your little boy, your little double will also use it, so you will be much easier able to fool your enemies. Watch out for that when you're playing against the Wukong. Don't get fooled. If the double uses the Q, it's not the real one. This is the change that I tried out actually in-game, and it's already live, so I assume all of these balance changes are live as well. We have some more neutral objective nerfs, specifically to the red buffs, okay? The juiced up red buff and the normal red buff as well. They basically deal a little bit less true damage, okay? They actually nerfed the juiced up one by half. So you will deal way less true damage now. Well, not by half, but the scaling of it per champion level by half. And the small one by around 33%, okay? So your red buff, whenever you attack the enemy, your red buff will be dealing a little bit less true damage from now, which is fine, honestly. I felt like it was a little bit too much. But yeah, they're also nerfing or buffing actually, the Rift Herald. It will be a little bit harder to take down because when you pop the eye from behind, it won't deal 20% maximum HP of the Rift Herald, but instead 15%. So it will also be harder to take it down when it's pushing your towers. So that you have to be very careful around that. I think the Rift Herald is going to be a little bit stronger now as an objective to tackle down, which honestly I agree with, because most of the time the dragon is just much more important and you don't really care about the Rift Herald as much. Whereas the point of it is that if your enemy has a stronger early game team composition and they can go for the dragon, you can still get something nice with that Rift Herald if you don't want to fight them. But yeah, so I agree with these. I agree with the Zed thing. Wukong and Master Yi are honestly whatever. It doesn't really add too much to Wukong. Not really a big buff. I think he's already really strong. And yeah, the red buff nerf is fine. As I said, we will get a huge balance patch. Apparently, that's what they said with the new season. So yeah, of course, we will be looking over that. So if you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to not miss these further updates. Now, for the rest of the patch, it is basically quality of life features, but a lot of them and very good ones, okay? Let's just breeze through them super quickly, because I usually don't look at them, but this patch only consists of those. So let's just breeze through them. I already streamed today, so I already tested out a lot of them, and I have to say lots of them are really, really clean. Party Finder, they gave you a Party Finder. Instead of just, if you're only playing solo, you can just find parties with other players now. In the bottom left, there's a little Party Finder menu. I didn't try it out because I'm a solo queue warrior, but you can try it out and tell me how it goes. People are saying it's pretty good. People are liking it in my stream chat so far, at least. So that is always good. That is definitely a very good addition. I have never seen a Party Finder in a MOBA, so that's really cool, honestly. Right, innovating here, I believe. But yeah, moving on, latency indicators, the in-game ping, that doesn't matter too much, man. Social sharing, you can share your performances now after the game. You have a little share button where it takes a beautiful screenshot and you can send it to your boys that on WhatsApp or whatever, or on Facebook or on Instagram, whatever, man. And yeah, you can be a little bit of a boasting Andy if you want. You can flex a little bit, okay? Map description. Before you start a game now, you can check the map and you can read about the buffs and everything. It's really good for new players. You can just read about all the jungle minions and all of that stuff, what they exactly do. So that's pretty cool, and you can just, in general, have a nice little large image of the minimap of Wild Rift. So that's cool. Tutorial optimization, some tutorial better, it can blah blah blah. I'm gonna go over the important ones, okay? Excuse me. Champion mastery emotes. Now you get, if you reach mastery level 5 with the champ, you get an emote. So that's cool, so you can flex your mastery on your champions with emojis in-game, so that's always good. We have a bunch of new skins, man. Of course, a lot of new skins for the Yordles that are getting introduced. Lots of cool ones like Earthrider Corki. Star Guardian skins are coming, lots of weeb stuff. Dragon Trainer Lulu is gonna be really cool. Yeah, Arctic Ops Kennen is pretty cool. Super Kennen seems cool. Star Guardian Ezreal. Little Devil Teemo, of course. How can we miss that? But yeah, seems like some cool skins coming in. And that is already it. Free-to-play champion rotation is gonna be updated as well. Yeah, you can see it here. Don't really care about that too much. Then we have some game systems, okay? This is actually really nice in-game quality of life updates. You can ping reply now, so if someone says join, like I'm coming or whatever, you can actually press a little button, top right, where it will tell him, oh yeah, I saw your ping, nice, you know? Or like retreat, you can also say, okay, I saw it, I'm retreating, or whatever. It's very nice, it's a pretty good system, man. Doesn't really matter too much, but it's always nice. You have some more interaction. I really like interaction other than chat, because on mobile games it's really hard to use the chat. Whereas on PC you can quickly just, you know, press enter, go do dragon, go baron, whatever, you can do the calls. But on PC, mobile it's much more difficult, of course, because you have to stop walking during it and all of that stuff. So ping system improvements are always a good thing to see. Dragon/baron respawn timers. On the minimap, you will see the dragon respawn and baron respawn time on it. It will go down, okay? So it has like a little clock that goes down to see it right on the minimap. That's really good. And also, back then, or on the previous patch, you would have to guess when the baron is spawning, because you would only see it 1 minute before, right? Now, you can see it on the scoreboard like 3 minutes before it spawns. You can see, oh, baron is respawning in 3 minutes on the scoreboard when you press tab, and for dragon as well. So that is really good. That's a great change, honestly. So you can set up that vision and stuff. Now this is a very good, the next change is really good. Scoreboard logic, really clean change, man. I'm really glad they did that. On the previous patch, what I would do, I check the scoreboard all the time. I see how much gold the enemy jungler has. I see what level he reached. So I can estimate how many camps he took. You know, if he level 3, if he's earlier than my jungler level 3 and my jungler went red to blue, the enemy jungler probably went red to raptors to blue, okay? So I can estimate where he is. You can't do that anymore, okay? It is completely grayed out until you see the enemy, then their items and everything updates. What you could also do, for example, in the mid lane is, the enemy mid laner, you don't know where he is, he's missing, but he just bought a new item. You just check the scoreboard, he bought a new item, so you know he's at base. But now you can't do that anymore. That is a really clean change, because it's like, they basically don't show their cards anymore, which is really nice. Really huge fan of that. That's a very high elo change, honestly, but it's really good. New emotes wheel, instead of going to the chat and tapping on the emojis to find them there and use the in-game emoji, you can just long tap, long press on your champion, and then the emoji wheel comes out around it in the middle of your screen on your literal in the game, and then you can just drag your finger over it and you can use your emojis like that. You can really equip a lot of emojis, so that's gonna be cool. System messages, this is really big, I love this. System messages no longer blocks players' view of their own champion, so whenever it fails surrender or something, it's not going to be in the middle of the screen, huge, blocking your vision. It will be somewhere else. I don't even remember where it was, even though I played today, but it didn't obstruct my vision. If I don't remember where it was, that's a good sign, right? So that's really good. We have some more detailed stats. That's going to be really good. Like you could check how much cooldown reduction you have based on your ability haste, all of that good stuff. And this doesn't matter. I mean, this matters a little bit, but towers target super minions instead of siege minions now first, which we'll see what it changes. But I guess I think it's actually worse, so you can get backdoored more easily because the super minions are really tanky and they won't really die too fast to the tower. But we'll see how that will change. Won't really do much, honestly. Now moving on to the season start. Again, they have a new, they're going to be adding a new event where I think you will have to find Teemo shrooms around the map and maybe unlock stuff with it. That's going to be really cool if there's just a little mini game to unlock Teemo shrooms, to find Teemo shrooms around the map. Maybe you will have to do it in a custom mode or in a separate game mode. We'll have to see, but sounds really cool already to me. Seems like they're trying something new with these events instead of just small little quests. And yeah, we also have the Season 1 start where you will be able to unlock Glorious Tryndamere. So we will get a free Tryndamere skin if you reach gold in Season 1. Not in this current season, but in Season 1. But of course, in this current season, if you reach diamond, whatever, emerald, platinum, you will unlock the icon, you will unlock a little border. So it's still, try your best to rank up as far as you can for the rest of Season 0. And then you will have that little soft reset where you will, for example, if you get to Diamond 4, I believe you will be reset to Emerald 3 for the new season and all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely looking very forward to this new season, man. I hope an Evelyn nerf will come with it. And yeah, that is pretty much it. They also said they will continue to tune matchmaking and stuff. You can see, not a lot of balance changes. It's all about that, those 5 new champions. The balance changes will come at a later date. And it's all about those quality of life improvements. Just try out the game yourself. You will see the quality of life in all areas improved a lot. It is really cool. And what I really like is this one. The leaderboard now updates every 10 to 15 minutes rather than every 24 hours. So for example, you know, you win a couple Akali games and you would have to wait for the next day to see which Akali rank on the server you are right now. But this will update every 10 to 15 minutes, so every game basically. So that is really, really clean. And of course the leaderboards ranked will also update super fast now, so that is really cool as well. But yeah, that is pretty much it. You can see not too big of an update, man, just a lot of quality of life features. And of course those 5 new champions being introduced very soon with that new event. Really looking forward to it. Let me know what you think about this. Again, make sure to subscribe, leave that notification bell on to not miss that balance patch update that I will also go over and give my high elo thoughts about it, how it will change the meta. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this and I will see you guys the next time. Bye bye. Peace.